Do you remember when color television came out? Some of you might be of that particular chronology, and some of you only grew up when there was essentially only color TV. But I can remember when the color TVs first came out, and it was quite an astonishing thing. They seem to have come in very large RCA consoles. Sometimes the consoles even had a phonograph player built into the top. Wow, what a setup that was. But anyway, when you've only been watching black and white TV, or even if you were fortunate enough to have a black and white TV and then color came out, then it was like, who got the first color TV as a sign of status. I remember I had a bit of a chaotic childhood. I'll try not to delve into this too much, but we were moving from motel to motel, and the motels had TV sets, black and white, that you had to put quarters in to watch for X number of minutes as the tears streamed down my face. But anyway, so we've watched TV evolve over the years, haven't we? Somewhere in the late 90s, there was this thing called high def, and it was like, what? TV looks great. Watching Seinfeld and Friends and Cheers. It seemed like it looked great. And then you saw a high definition TV set, and it was like, oh my God, how can I watch that? And now we watch videos or YouTubes of what we were looking at back in the 80s and 90s. And it was like, goodness, how could we even tolerate that? But now, of course, the great religious experience that where is church really? Where do you really go to church? Where is it really sacred and holy and reverent? What really delivers the rapturous experience? Costco, of course. Nothing's more spiritual than Costco because of all the atomic conglomerations of material we can go in and buy. But of course, what do they put right at the front of Costco? Now you have to flash your card, right? But big screen TVs, and they're always getting bigger. And now, for a long time it was 4K TV, and they're pretty expensive. But now, of course, they have a special right at the very front of a pretty big TV set for like $399. And you're thinking to yourself, I could use a new TV in the upstairs bathroom. But anyway, now there's 8 and 16K TV. Now, what's amusing about this is it's exceeded the ability of our retina to process, but not our pocketbook to buy, right? So even though you can't really tell the difference as you're looking at all the TVs, and they're all tuned into the same signal, right? It's either the drone flying above the Swiss Alps, or a beautiful tropical underwater scene with all the beautiful fishes in 8K and 16K. And it's like, it's almost disturbingly real. It's too granular. It's too much to process. So TVs have made quite an evolution, haven't they? But they will continue to evolve. And now we actually get inside of the TV with virtual reality. But something to think about today is the signal is always being sent. And when you go into Costco, we notice that, well, it's pretty obvious they turn all those TVs to one channel. Imagine walking into Costco and every one of all those TVs, the big ones and the small ones, was tuned to a different channel. Think of the chaos of that. Every single TV was tuned to something different. And I mean a lot different. It would be, you would turn around and you would leave, right? You wouldn't go in and buy all the stuff that you don't need anyway. You would just turn around because it would be too chaotic. Now, I'm making an analogy, a simile between that and Earth, and that on Earth, everybody's TV is tuned into a different channel. That's what our brains are. They take one signal and they translate it into their own show. I'm watching Greg TV, you're watching UTV. Now, because of this, and the vast difference in what we're all seeing. Materialists or physicalists think that our brain is actually producing consciousness. It's just translating differently. It's such a valuable, powerful metaphor to think of our brains as television receivers. There's one signal being sent, but we're translating it into our own show. What's the question? You like what you're watching? Is it a cool show? Is it as good as those Swiss Alp drone TV shows at Costco? So every time we meditate, we get better high definition TV. We see it better, and we're not assailed by disturbance or disruption or the clouding of the past. So be a good TV set today. Tune into a good channel. If you're watching something bad from the past, make a decision to tune into something better. Okay, have fun at Costco today. I'll see you guys.